So what's up, you guys? So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A, so of commonly or frequently asked questions that I get all the time. I even wrote them down, so I'm prepared. And just so I can get some stuff done, I'm gonna be preparing lunch because I also just came off of work and I'm kind of hungry. I had cooked ground turkey yesterday and now I am going to warm it up. Here's the first question. Are you a doctor? Yes. Next. Yes, I am a doctor. The way that, and I guess this actually goes into the next question, what is required to be an anesthesiologist? So an anesthesiologist is a specific type of doctor. Anesthesiologists, most commonly, they're known as the physicians that put you to sleep. You don't pay me to put you to sleep. You pay me to wake you up, because that's the most important part, to be able to wake a patient up. So we are commonly known as the physicians that are in the OR, monitoring you, sedating you, intubating you if necessary, and things of that nature. But anesthesiology in the recent years has branched into so many different fields, and so that's not what we are limited to do. In fact, I have hopes of becoming an intensivist, which means you actually are like an ICU doc or a critical care doc. Long story short, yes, I am a physician. I'm an anesthesiologist. I am a doctor. That was a good first question. It was a good question, set the tone. This is what it is, All right. The next question I have is, what is required to become an anesthesiologist? And really only 2 degrees are required. That is a bachelor's degree. It doesn't have to be a bachelor's of science. It could be a bachelor's of arts. So that's a degree from college. And then you have to have an MD or a DO degree. So that is a physician's degree, people who go to medical school. And for some reason, there's always this confusion about what medical school is. So medical school is for people that want to become physicians. They want to become doctors. So my food's ready, obviously. So if you want to become a doctor, you'll either go to an MD school, which is an allopathic school, or you go to a DO school, which is an osteopathic school. There are some slight differences, and we can get into that into another video, but that is what medical school is. Medical school are for people who want to become physicians. In order to become an anesthesiologist, you'll do however many years it takes to complete your college degree. Usually that's 4, sometimes that's 5 at some schools, and you'll get a bachelor's degree in something. And then you need to take all your prereqs or pre-requirements or prerequisites for medical school. 2 semesters of chemistry, 2 semesters of physics with lab, chemistry with lab as well, 2 semesters of bio, a semester of English, a semester of biochem, a semester of psychology, and some other random stuff. So usually that's the requirements. You have to take all those courses and obviously do well in those courses. And then you have to take the MCAT, which stands for the medical college admission test. Is that what the MCAT stands for? I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I ever knew what MCAT stood for. We would just say MCAT. But you have to take that exam, and then those are the things that they're gonna look at when you're applying to medical school. And obviously, they'll look at stuff like extracurricular activities, like how involved were you, your leadership roles, your volunteering, were you volunteering constantly? Did you hold a job? Oh, and shadowing and your medical experience. What did you do that was medically related? Did you shadow a physician? How many hours did you shadow? Did you have a medically related job? Things of that nature. So looking at grades, looking at your exam scores, and then looking at your extracurricular activities, that's what allows you to get into medical school. And then you'll do 4 years of medical school, and then after you graduate from medical school, you are a doctor. So far that's 8 years of school. Here's the catch. You still have to train. That training is called residency. And in residency, you're training in the field that you want to specialize in, or the doctor that you want to become. Because really only your last 2 years of medical school are you kind of working in the hospital as a physician. So you get bursts of exposure to different fields. So for my journey, 4 years of, or at least to become an anesthesiologist, the bare minimum is going to be 4 years of college, 4 years of medical school, 4 years of anesthesiology training as an anesthesiologist. So that's 12 years total that you have to put in to become an anesthesiologist. Like, it was pop. Y'all hear it pop? It's popping and it's not even like done. It was like cold in the middle. I hate when that happens. Just to briefly go about my journey, what I did 4 years of college. I got a BS from Duke University. I actually did a master's work at University of Houston. And then I went to Central Michigan University for med school. So that was a total of 10 years. I'm gonna do 4 years at Yale. So that's 14 years. And then I'm probably gonna do a fellowship in critical care if I wanna become an intensivist. So that's another 1 year on top of that. That's 15 years. So another question that I always get is grad school required? No, 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 no. Grad school is not required to go to medical school. Now, I'm gonna put a little disclaimer on that. Grad school is not required, but I have seen a trend, and a lot of other people will agree with me, that medical schools are really encouraging you to take a gap year. So what is a gap year? A gap year is that you don't apply to medical school straight out of college. And with those years, you can do grad school, you can get a job, you can volunteer, you can travel the world, you can do whatever you want. Usually something that's medically related to help boost your resume, but they are really looking for people that have gap years, because I'm gonna be honest, it's a maturity thing. Like, it is a maturity thing. You think you're an adult and you think you're mature, and even if you are mature, nothing's gonna prepare you for medical school. Like, nothing prepares you for medical school, just like nothing prepares you for residency. So I'm not saying that going straight into medical school from college is a bad thing. What I am saying is that more and more programs are looking for students that have had experiences outside of college. Like, they've gained life experiences, they've gotten a paycheck before, they've worked a job, they were able to, like, you know, some people are caretakers for like some of their sick family members. Like, that stuff helps you, and believe it or not, that helps you become a well-rounded physician, just having life experiences. So grad school is not required at all, but it is a growing trend that people take gap years. And I will say that I help work with admissions at my school, and I know tons of people that did admissions at their school, and that is something that they looked for. So do with that information as you want. Okay, now that we're on the topic of grad school, the question is, why would you ever go to grad school after college? Well, the answer is simple. One, you could just want to go to grad school. Two, another reason why people go to grad school after college is it raises their GPA. Maybe they didn't do as well in undergrad like they wanted to do in those pre-med requirement classes. They're able to show medical school admission committees that they can do upper level coursework, and that maybe they just weren't, you know, they were still adjusting to college or whatever the case may be, and why they got those low grades. So that's oftentimes why a lot of people do grad school before they go to med school. Now, there are two specific programs that you can do. You can do a Post-Bacc program, also known as, or is short for Post-Baccalaureate program, or you can do an SMP, which is a special master's program. Both of them are geared towards medical student or pre-med students that want to go to medical school. The difference varies, and so I will say that for a Post-Bacc program, a lot of the time you are taking undergrad level courses. It's geared towards people that still want to get into medical school. Maybe they just took the bare minimum, like maybe they just took Bio 1, 2, Chem 1, 2, Physics 1, 2, but now they can take more undergraduate courses, and they could take stuff like biochem, they could take stuff like genetics, they could take like specialized courses that are still at the undergraduate level. That will actually help increase their undergraduate level GPA specifically. Now, that also is geared towards people who are career changers, people that don't necessarily need a special master's, like they don't need to do special master's coursework because they've never done those prerequisite work in the first place. For example, if you are someone that went to business school or wanted to be an entrepreneur in undergrad, You didn't take bio, you didn't take chemistry. So you would do a post-Bacc program, you know, anytime after you've graduated from college to actually have those requirements under your belt. Now with the SMP or a special master's program, oftentimes that is just solely master's coursework, and it's for people to raise their GPA or their graduate level GPA and to show, you know, admissions committee that they can, you know, do tougher level coursework. I would just say both of these options cost money. They're not cheap, and I will always say research these programs. Some programs to me are money grab. You know, there's all these different things, but realize that you're still taking college or grad school level courses, so it's gonna cost money. And sometimes it's gonna cost a lot. So research. And I know I talked about this on my Instagram before. It's in one of my highlight reels, and I'll post it very briefly here. So you can just pause the video and read through, but make sure you are doing your research. So that is a reason why people would do grad school work before they go to medical school. 1, they want to. 2, they are a career changer, or they want to boost specifically their undergraduate GPA, so they're taking undergraduate coursework with a post-Bacc. Or 3, they're doing a special master's program and they want to basically prove and show admissions committee that they're able to do this work at a higher level. Real quickly, while the rest of my food is warming up, people always ask me, am I getting paid? Now that I am a resident, I get paid. When you're in medical school, you are not being paid. Even though you're working oftentimes hours that the physicians work in the hospital, it could be 60, 70 hours a week, you are not getting paid because theoretically you're still in school. So you don't get paid, you don't make any money, which sucks. And this is why going to medical school is such a sacrifice and a huge commitment, because not only do you have to make sure that you get through undergrad, you have to get through medical school, which is always 4 years, and you will not be making any money during that 4 years. 1, because they don't pay you, and 2, because it is very rare that someone holds a job during medical school because the work is just so strenuous. But yeah, I'm finally getting paid, and it's still not enough because all of it is going to my apartment and student loans. I just want to thank you for bearing with me in terms of like just kind of giving you these tips and answering these questions in a fashion that is more comfortable for me. I hate being on camera and trying to look like all prissy and you know, looking good and stuff like that. It's just hard. It's too much pressure, and it's stupid to me. At least for me, it's stupid, because that's not the reason why I created this content. But I want to say thank you, and I'm gonna cut this short only because now my food is ready, and I hate cold food. But this is just gonna be the first part of this Q&A. I still have more questions, but I'll go ahead and post this, and you guys will be on the lookout for the second part of the Q&A or frequently asked questions that I get all the time. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. But besides that, you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys around. I'm hungry.